I want you to put yourself in a position where you can gain as much power as possible. All right, what I mean by that is a environment where you excel in all categories, past everyone, past your teachers, whatever it is. You have to put yourself in a position where you can gain as much power as possible and keep that power. All right, that way you will be able to obtain anything you desire. All right, so as an example, I used to do real estate, and I did it for a year and a half. I actually got a couple closings and got paid, but it wasn't using my full potential per se. It was only scratching the surface of what I could actually do, and that's why I quit, because I didn't feel fulfilled in it. I felt like it took too long to get closings, and it took too long to actually see results. That was just my impatience though. But I quit that after I actually got money into my bank. I then started my new business of teaching people how to improve their lives and philosophy and all that stuff, because it resonates with me, and I can actually, I know the topic. I've been through hard things, so I know what people are dealing with right now, even at a young age, to where I have proof from seeing my life that I can teach it to people. And the more I gain power, the more I can teach power to people. And the more that I teach power to people, the more I gain power. Okay, so it's a whole cycle that goes on and on and on. And I feel fulfilled. I get paid a crap ton of money for it. It's great, all right? That is my environment that I excel in continuously and forever, pretty much. So let's say you're a library nerd, all right? You probably wouldn't excel being on a football team. So why are you trying out? Are you trying to look cool, do it for the trend, get a girlfriend, you know? Like, you are gonna fail. You are going to fail, all right? It's simply that matter. You will fail over and over again, more times than the jock, more times than that popular kid that gets all the touchdowns, because it's in his genes, it's his talent. He knows what to do, but he can't read. He can't do what you do. All he knows is football, okay? And that's why people get attracted to it, because he's really good at one thing. People resonate with skill. People resonate with that power that he holds. And he holds that power because he's good at something, okay? So let's say you're an introverted person that goes to the library and reads. All right? You have to find something within that to gain power. All right? Let's say you could be also a teacher like myself. You could teach people your niche, whatever your niche may be. Okay, let's say it's learning about ships, all right? And you know a whole bunch about cruise ships and how to do that. Okay, well, because you've researched and learned that, go into practice and actually go into a society giving that skill to people, giving that skill to society, and producing the energy, because producing that energy and what resonates with you produces the power you hold. It produces the charisma, it produces that strength, and it produces men and women flocking to you because you have that skill. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the same thing when it comes to musicians and artists and all that stuff. You're really good at painting, you're really good at making music. People resonate with that. They feel the music, they feel your skill, they feel your charisma, and they flock to you. They do all these things to you that are good, and then it boosts your power up. Then it's a continuous cycle as well. All right, that's the same thing as going and working on cruise ships or whatever it is. So you need to put yourself in an environment that actually excels in producing some sort of higher power than everyone else. All right, and you have to really, really enjoy it too. The self-improvement community and environment is what I'm pursuing and what I'm doing. And you have to figure out what you're good at and pursue that. And then the next question is, well, how do I figure out what I'm good at? And I've talked about it in my past videos. You just have to try a lot of things. You have to try a whole bunch of things in order to actually see what you don't like, and then you can narrow down what you do like. You know, I worked in food service for a long time, and I hated it. It was terrible. So I changed. I literally quit all the jobs, and I changed niches into real estate, into construction, and all these jobs to where I could actually filter through which one I liked and didn't like. And then I came to realize I love learning about things, and I love teaching people how to live prosperous lives. All right, so that's the power that I can gain. And it's the same thing as being a modern philosopher. It's the same thing as being a college professor, what I'm doing, but I just know the background stuff of how to get my name out there, running ads, sending DMs, all that background stuff, and actually teaching to a younger audience and actually doing it myself. Most professors don't run businesses. They just teach the concepts, and that's terrible. That's a whole bunch of random jargon that you don't need. What I'm teaching and what I'm telling you is to do these certain things because it's worked for me. It may not work for you, but it's worked for me. So that's why I'm talking to you based on my experience of, oh, I became good at something, and then this happened. These sequences in certain situations happened where people resonate with me more, and it's because I am more confident in myself, because I know what I'm talking about, because of my one skill, two skills, whatever it is. Once you become really, really good at one thing, your confidence shoots up, your charisma shoots up, your whole aura is like plus a million, bro. It's the same thing. You have to become good at one thing. And in order to do that, you got to try a lot of stuff. All right? Sometimes you get lucky and you try one or two things, and then you find out that you're really, really good at those two things, or you find you're really, really good at a lot of things. And I'm an example of that. I can pretty much be good at a lot of things if I just do it for a while. But it's the same thing with everybody. If you do things for more than the average person, you'll become better than the average person. Okay? It doesn't matter what your reading skill is. It doesn't matter how smart you are. If you're more knowledgeable in a certain niche than everyone else, you're proven to be superior to them in that niche. So that comes to side effects and consequences, and those consequences being confidence, charisma, self-care, you know, all the traits and attributes that a popular person has. Let's say in your high school or in your workplace, the person that always gets the recognition, and the person that always gets these things, is because they're good at one thing, and they also don't take any crap from anyone. They stick to their guns and actually do what they say, and don't beat around the bush, and don't get pushed around. You think being pushed around, as an example of like someone asks you to do their homework for you or do their work assignment for you, you say yes one time, and then they keep on bringing them to you day after day, week after week, and you keep on saying yes. That is a pushover. You are a pushover. You are not respected by that one person. Even if you have done, even if you've done a spectacular job, you have not gained their respect. And it's crazy because that makes no sense. I do so much work for them, and I gain no respect from them. What? Yeah. You should stand your ground and say no. You know, learn how to say no. I have my own work to do. You can do yours. All right? Maybe I can have time to help you out with an assignment. All right? But it's your work, not mine. So why am I doing your work for you? That makes you a worse employee and me overworked. That is a lose-lose situation. Okay? So don't do that. Don't be a pushover. Stand your ground. Be good at one skill. Try a lot of things. And that is how you gain confidence, charisma, whatever attributes you want in life. That is how you gain them. By doing one thing for a long time. That you're in an environment that you can gain the most power in. That is how you become also successful. I mean, there's so many things about being successful that you think you should know, but it comes down to doing one thing for a long time being in an environment where you can gain a whole bunch of power more than anyone else, not being a pushover, and learning more than the average person in that one niche. And then you become better than the average person, which is a lot of the population, because they don't ever try, because we're in a modernized world now. So you do those things, you'll be recognized, you'll be promoted, you'll be more rich, you'll be wealthier, you'll be happier, whatever you want. That is how you become the version of yourself that you've always dreamed of. That is how you actually learn and produce more for society, because the more you produce, the more better off you are in this world. You see a whole bunch of consumers, people that scroll on TikTok all the time and don't do anything with their life. They are consumers, the opposite of producer. So, taking that example of a fat person that scrolls on TikTok all day, if you're the opposite of that and actually doesn't scroll, goes to the gym, works out, does all the basic crap that you should do for self-improvement or whatever, you will become better off than the average person, than the fat guy that scrolls on TikTok. And it is complete common sense, but no one does it. No one puts it into practice, and no one thinks it's true. Or nobody actually puts it into practice. That's what I'm saying. So a little bit of recap. Put yourself in an environment that you gain the most power, do things for a long time, and try a lot of things. Those 3 things are pretty much how you gain all these traits that the popular person has of success, money, confidence, charisma, whatever you want. That is how you gain those traits.